the eclipse hangover is real. Not everyone is going to be experiencing it, but it's kind of like your energy body and your physical body are needing time to recalibrate, to reset with everything that you've been going through. And it might not even be obvious things for you, but it's like these internal shifts that have been taking place. And I'm hearing like this activation, light codes, but also just on a cellular level, there's been some deep changes. You know, maybe you have been feeling poorly. There's definitely this message of being gentle with yourself. It's going to be really important right now, because I'm seeing like this void space, this in between two different worlds. So the person you were versus the person who you are now stepping into, right? So there's still the shedding taking place whilst you're stepping into this version as well, right? Kind of, I'm seeing like the snake where half of the skin is shed, the other half is moving forwards, right? So it's kind of like allowing yourself the time and space to recalibrate. Basically, what we said is important. I'm also getting the message that there's going to be something about I think in the past maybe you made a different decision, but there's going to be a choice for you now. Are you either going to choose yourself or abandon yourself, okay? So there's something quite pivotal about this, especially with this coming towards the end of 2025, like a 9-year, and then 2026 is that 1 year, so that new beginning. I feel like there's some kind of preparation, and this eclipse season has been such a cleanse. And again, I think there's such a hangover still. You would have been feeling it the past few days, maybe still. So yeah, there's really, Page of Swords, and then the Knight of Cups. I think that you're beginning to see the direction that your heart wants to follow in a much better way. I think that you're getting there, because like I said, it still feels like there's this void, or even if like you feel ready to move, you know, you want to take that action, there's a part of you that's like still like pulling you back, you know, and it's that rest. That's literally all it is. You need to allow yourself to not fall into old patterns, right? Which means actually none of that like quick, go, productivity. 6 of Wands. It's that success, that drive, you have it. But it just needs you to be patient with yourself for a little bit, okay? Okay, so yeah, 5 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. I've just heard that you're kind of overcoming, I'm hearing specifically external spies. So maybe you've got people's eyes are on you right now, you know, whether it's online or something. But I think that you're overcoming, maybe this was something that used to trigger you, a trigger point, and used to, you know, when you have those blocks from moving forwards, and then you shouldn't block yourself, or you allow others' energies to block you because of how they're prying in, or whatever kind of energy they're trying to put onto you, you know. This is where, especially with the Chariot and then the 9 of Pentacles here, it's kind of like you're reclaiming that now. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be feeling much better. So right now there is this rest period, so you can begin to see things. I'm hearing from that higher perspective that you are now way more awakened to. So it's just about learning how to embody that now. July and May could have been important for you, actually. The Hanged Man. Again, that 6 of Wands. Someone might also be dealing with external, like jealousies as well. Parties externally, third parties. But this is where you kind of have to, and I think that, you know, it can put you off people's evil eye, okay, nazar, whatever you want to call it. It can really impact you. I think maybe this is why you're feeling that heaviness. Maybe you are poorly. Looking after yourself is a super priority right now, right? But there's also this, you got the 9 of Wands as well, and the 6 of Cups. So I'm also getting this energy with the Fool. Someone might be looking in on you, as in someone who you're connected to. It could be your person. There's definitely the past is resurfacing, and I think it's just the internal shadow of the past, what the past created, that literally is now your opportunity to dig it and release it, you know, dig it up and release it. Yeah, 10 of Swords, 7 of Cups. God, yeah, I think someone's really with Ace of Pentacles. There's a opportunity here to create something really like grounded, powerful, stable, something that has such potential to grow abundantly. But someone is still right now, it's like their mindset is like, I'm hearing like it's going at speed in a way, because it's like they're creating all these fantasies and illusions in their mind, things that aren't real. You know, their imagination is quite wild, but it's based off the past cycle that they're closing out now. This is what I mean by, yeah, that new version is there, but that past is still showing up to show you, you know. This is someone who has much better clarity when it comes to seeing this though and understanding it. So they know they need to overcome this. Yeah, High Priestess. Fully aware, the knowledge is there. Cats could be important. Keys as well, keys. Pisces energy and Virgo. That is the eclipse for the Hermit there. That is the eclipse season that we've just come out of as well. So I'm getting this message now as well, that there might be something that they're overcoming to do with, something to do with their past, their childhood actually, which no one knows about. I think that they didn't receive the comfort that they needed with whatever took place when they were younger. You know, they had to find they found vices as well, I've specifically heard there. So they had to find their own comfort, but it was actually their vices. So the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. That's like serious, unstable energy. And that's, I'm getting internally and externally. The Tower with that Hanged Man. Whew. Oh my God. Let's get another one for this Tower and Hanged Man. Tower and Hanged Man. Justice. I was thinking to myself, so I feel like someone's facing themselves right now in terms of the decisions that they made that resulted in this Ten of Swords. They're clearly understanding these better than before. However, now they want to move forward. It's kind of coming up as blocks. How are they holding themselves back still? Because with this Justice card here, there's some kind of karma coming through to clear through this. But someone's own mind space right now is the biggest checkpoint for them. Oh my God, Five of Pentacles, all these fives. Someone's oh, okay. Eight of Swords as well. Someone's feeling, okay, so they're feeling the lack that they felt when they were a child. It's like resurfacing, truly. This is their big inner child healing. This is a big karmic cycle then clearly that they've been cycling through since a very young age. They're feeling a lack. They're feeling, it's like this isolated feeling or something. But they're also reminiscing on something else, and I think it's to do with the connection. Okay, so, oh my God, the Emperor literally just flipped through there. I won't, on the Lovers, I won't take it, it didn't come out properly, but, okay, then this is a block then to someone's heart now, making that decision to the heart. Whoa, okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil and the Sun. Okay, this is pretty clear. This is their new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Something that can be... The phone literally just fell as I was saying that. I think someone's exhausted. They can see that this Queen of Pentacles is available. With this Ace of Pentacles, they're brand new, birthing this new reality. Quite abundant indeed, you know. But with this Devil and the Sun, I think that there's some things that they're still handling. This is why they're exhausted. With that Nine of Wands, they're literally... They're still going through that digging up process, you know, that Justice on that Tower. This is why this has been on pause for quite a while. Yes, they're developing more of an understanding, clarity of thought. Also, they've been overcoming their own subconscious mind in a way, you know. And with that High Priestess, like I said, there's some secrets here from when they were very young. And it's like they're dealing with themselves right now. They're handling themselves. They also need to air all of these shadows. They need to bring them to light, and they know this. King of Cups, yeah, this is the energy they need to be coming through with, and that is that emotional stability, you know, that emotional mastery that they're slowly gaining because they're finally seeing things clearly. Okay, so this is definitely somebody who you will have had some kind of I don't know, like some kind of proof that they are changing, if you will, if you want to use that, but more like evolving, more awakening, more becoming more enlightened. You know, something will have given you the yes to that, you know. Four of Wands. I think that's what they're keeping as a secret. Knight of Swords. they have racing thoughts about this Four of Wands energy, this sacred union, this kind of, it's almost like this is what they're learning about, this connection, which means it's a very unique connection. But they're also overcoming the barriers right now. All that instability, we've got Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords. It's a lot. They're dealing with a lot. Okay, inner demons. Yeah, Three of Swords. Three of Swords. Wow. I honestly think with this eclipse season, I think that something's massively being triggered in them, you know. So some people have felt it more than others. This is someone who's felt it. And they're feeling the after effects. That hangover I mentioned. I don't think they're coping very well with it, if you will. But they just need to remember they're mastering their emotions, they're mastering their mind. You know, not to let it be the other way around. I think maybe they struggled with that before. I'm getting the energy of their ego has gotten in the way. You know, to try and make them feel better. They've turned to kind of egoic pursuits and paths. But this is where they know they need to do things differently. You know, judgment, exactly. God, that's a big role. The Hanged Man, the Tower, Justice, Judgment. Wow. This is like some heavy awakenings I've had to experience, okay? It's their own grief of their own heart that they're really clearing through right now. Four of Cups and Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, like I said, they're nostalgic about this connection. They're thinking about it a lot. And they're thinking about this happily ever after with it. So, see what else. Three of Wands. Looking ahead, the Chariot again. So this is the direction they want to move in. But let's just get another one for that Devil energy there as well, which they clearly are actually handling. They could be seeking help for this, maybe. Nine of Cups. They do want to speak on this. However, with this Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups, so that's good. Ace of Wands. I think that there's somebody who, when it comes to their like impulsive nature, this is how they approach this connection in the past, but generally themselves, that's what their Devil energy is for them. Impulse, addiction, you know. I'm also hearing that misuse of their sacred sexual energy as well, if you will. I say misuse because it's not in their divine alignment, and they're seeing that, they're understanding that. It's been the kind of the bandage, the mask to cover the wound, you know. But it just, with the Eight of Cups, I'm getting they are walking away from that. But let's just get some more confirmation. This Nine of Cups with the Three of Wands is actually really beautiful. It's suggesting that they're truly seeing the future. Ten of Pentacles wanting to pop out there. They are looking ahead. They can see that horizon. They might be having some deja vus. Maybe you are as well currently. But I do feel like there's a conversation that needs to be had here. They're seeing it. Knight of Cups, they want to go towards it, death. But this is a change. They're going through a serious transformation. Oh my God, the Lover's under that as well. Yeah, they know that there's a lot of shifts that need to take place here. With this Knight of Pentacles as well, though. Sorry, Knight of Cups. I said Pentacles for a reason. That must be because maybe they feel like it's taken a while, or you do. I don't know, but this Queen of Pentacles suggests that this divine feminine energy is like really seeing her worth, is focused on her abundance path. It's beautiful. At least this is how they're seeing her, right? Okay. So yeah, they need to not move with illusion and falsity, and they know this. Okay, they know this. I think this is one of their biggest blocks as well. And when they want to move forward, you know, whether it's their own mind that stops them, you know, everything that's coming up, they might be feeling quite anxious currently, as well as getting that energy a lot. You know, like heavy breathing, connecting with nature, water, if that's what the element that you work with best, you know, grounding yourself. Coming back home to yourself. So it's the smallest things sometimes are the biggest impact, not the distractions of overwhelming your senses and, you know, quick temporary hits and comforts. It's actually minimalistic, very simple what you need to do. And that's where it can be the hardest, because it's not just plastering, it's facing hornet's nest. They've been in some kind of volatile situation here, they felt strung, and this is something that I think they're finding it hard to let go of. And I don't even think, maybe it was here too, but I don't even think I think it's to do with, like I said, that since they were a child, but also some kind of past energies that it still kind of plays in their mind, you know. Number 21, discord, aggression. They don't like this energy, hornet's nest. Maybe the actions have consequences. Maybe they themselves have got that energy within them, and, you know, they're having to face the consequence of their actions, which I mentioned with that Divine Justice card coming through. We are in Libra season as well. That is a Libra card. And then the Sun is Leo energies as well. Ball and chain. That's what I'm saying. Truly. Okay. 35. Stuck, weighed down, restrictions, addictions, heavy burdens, baggage, codependency, trapped, difficult relationships with the feminine energy here. I think that it might be some kind of third party energy. I'm not sure. Maybe some other, I'm not sure here. We'll see if anything wants to come through. But I think that they might still be dealing with this, whatever this is, this energy. Kind of like the energy, if they want to close out that cycle, but there's still some instability here that's pulling on their heart, actually. Not even the heart, but the wounds, the scars of their heart. Which means that it's showing them what they need to still heal. And I don't know if they realise that. They're clearly having an awakening right now, though. Okay, so we've got the coffin here. Then we've got the garden. So this is to do with community. Number 20 and number 8. Public venues, society, crowds, audience, party, an event, a date, a meeting, community, outdoors, playing the field. They've been in that energy, or maybe you see them in that energy. With this coffin, I think whatever this is closing out, is coming to an end. Right? So 8 again, 9, death, loss, inactive, forgotten, discouraged, absent-minded, defeated. There's someone who has, this is where the childhood wound comes in. They don't want to be forgotten. I don't think they received validation as a child for their emotions. Like I said, they didn't feel that love. They didn't feel wanted and needed as much as they truly needed it. You know, different children need different levels of affection and love and attention, that kind of thing. And if you're really sensitive, and that's not like, when I say that word, I mean, you know, you can have highly sensitive people with emotion, with energy, all that kind of stuff as well, okay? Not just what society wants you to believe, you know, sensitive is. So anyway, so they also need to be acknowledged for their needs that are very individual and unique as well. And it's actually quite a vast number of people, and children especially, who are like that, okay? Down and out, over and done, endings, dull, breakup. They're clearly stuck on something here. With that energy, that garden energy, I feel like part of them still want to like move forward into this new kind of energy where there's a date, there's a meeting, there's outdoors, there's events, you know. But this time without it being a distraction, I think, you know. This is why I think have the biggest awakening. They're recognizing when these feelings came up before, they jumped ship kind of energy, right? Tracks the bottom. Then you've got communication. Oh, it's a bridge. Okay, number 12. 1, 2 could be important. Maybe you're seeing that a lot. 1s and 2s. Okay, communication, unity, connecting, integrate, share, collaborate, harmony, overcoming barriers, okay, compromise. That's beautiful. And that's coming, I feel like that's that, you know, that it's kind of like this reconnection to that social self, I suppose, that self that's like, okay, I'm ready to re-enter the world, you know, looking ahead. Focus ahead, there's no going back. They're just closing things out now, some remnants. We've got water sign and earth sign on the table as well. So this is where they're getting to choose themselves and no longer abandon themselves like they have done in the past. Wow. Whatever the situation is that they're coming out of, that is coming to a very much an end, it's like it's not let them leave easy. Bellows, number 33. So I think they want to reignite actually. With this sun and the devil, I think they're very highly charged to go in this new direction. You know, where the true heart's desire lays. They're coming with their cup of love. They're seeing that future. They truly are. With the right conversations. That's why that communication cards come out as well, okay? Catalyst, ignite, reignite, fuel, torch, fanning the flames, infuse, breathe. I did mention breathing, didn't I? You have to really make sure you're breathing, okay, which sounds really strange, but I think it's going to help with like the flow of oxygen and just calming your nerves or whatever it is that's happening right now. Take time. Effort required, kindle, spark, passion, get it going. They want to get this going again. Wow, they've been learning some serious lessons when it comes to the heart, for sure. And head, you know, their own mind. Stories they were telling themselves. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at that, the heart. 14, firm foundations. And then you got the head of the pack as well. So, blueprints. Yeah, they really want to create this brand new blueprint. That Ace of Pentacles is actually giving that blueprint energy because it's very grounded, new beginning, very much on the earth. Here's a seed, let's plant it. Blueprints. Okay, careful planning, visionary, building, firm foundations, idea, instructions, destiny. They're seeing the destiny, roadmap, starting point, things, thoughts becoming things. Okay, so this is where they're getting more of that drive, this head of the pack, this number 15, successful, competition, drive, getting it done, lead, persistence, will to win, motivated, alpha male, finishing first and dominate. Wow, that whatever this energy is, this very unstable energy, this is why they're keeping this sacred unit energy hushed right now, like secretive for them, because they don't want anything to get in the way of this. They want to close all of this out. And I actually think that there's a few situations, few people that they've had to really handle and deal with. Truly. Jealousies that they've been looking in on them. Conflict. I'm just seeing like exhaustion. Truly. People just like draining someone's energy, you know. But again, they're understanding why they allow that to happen as well. How that happened, you know. How they fell into that. The heart there. The heart is being lit up eventually, but right now they are in, like I said before, they're nostalgic about this connection, magnet, the longing, desire. There's this yearning, you know, they know what they want. Number 32, gravity, magnetic attraction, charm, seduction, yearning, longing, desire, je ne sais quoi, field of influence. Again, there is really something about their audience or people around them, the community, they need to be really mindful of, especially because that sexual energy came through specifically for a reason here. Blocks, barriers, they need to be mindful. Snowflake, they're one of a kind, but they're feeling very vulnerable right now. And this situation is that they want to approach. Yeah, look, fox, self-interest. They need to be careful. Number 14 again, 14 could be important, okay? And number 9, stealth, deceit, trap, redhead, sharp, sleight of hand, something's off, wrong, cunning, sly, crafty. Let's get another one. That's a tree though, so I think that they're becoming way more, their vitality is increasing, so if you've been feeling low, but I also think this is where they're becoming more rooted and planted in themselves. The connection to divine is strengthening. They're moving away from these energies. And I think these are energies around them, honestly. This fox energy. Maybe they are feeling tested right now. Okay, let's get another one to confirm this fox. Yeah, knew it. Karma. Wheel of Fortune. Karmic cycles. And we've got the feminine energy there as well. So I think that they need to be mindful of the pulls on their energy, especially that sexual energy that keeps coming through. And you know, it doesn't have to necessarily even be like that seduction that was coming through. It can literally be anything that suddenly makes them feel like an easy distraction from what they're having to face in order to get to where they truly want to get to. Okay, so number 2, fate, karma, cycles. I think this is a cycle they have been repeating multiple at the same time. Shadow driven. Okay, forces of the universe, getting what you deserve, it's out of your hands, destiny again, synchronicity. Yeah, I think that with this, you know those shells, by the way, those shells are coming to mind, those seashells. Yeah, so I think that, which is giving Venus energy as well. I think this is just, I think they themselves might be like, why is this still happening? But because there's just, they know that there's a pull, and they know this. This is why they're working on this. That 9 is super important, number 9. 12, megaphone, going public, being heard, shining, spotlight, publish, amplified, broadcast, wider audience, speaking up, increasing visibility, bold, major announcement. I also feel like this could have very much to do with this Queen of Pentacles. The way she's sitting on that throne, well, it's a chair, but it feels like a throne looking at her. So clearly, there's something about her that's shining right now. Okay. Oh, glass heart. Yeah. Fragile. Again, sensitive. Number 11, 1-1. Vulnerability, apologize. Delicate, clear, sensitive, openness, handle carefully. Transparency, connection, forgiveness, taking a risk. Someone wants to speak. Communication, remember. They just need to be mindful of this fox energy that they're still needing to clear out, because that child there, new beginning, tenderness. Number 13 as well. Yeah, church. 36, principle, religion, dogma, family values, marriage, structure, belief system, collective consciousness, tradition, programming. I did say something about a mother as well. Could be, maybe this is where they're having so much conflict. You know, what they desire isn't what society desires of them, you know. how they're being culturally programmed isn't true to their heart. It's just like the same old repetitive stuff keeping them stuck and not letting them believe in, let alone follow this. Celtic knot, divine love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, love of lifetimes. This is the path they are, number 24. No wonder they're having to face this, because this is part of their purpose. Infinity, enduring, connected. There's something about connection so important here, because that's coming out a couple of times. So, let's see. Light bulb. Yeah, they're having serious epiphanies with everything that they're facing right now, the people that are coming up against, and the situations where there's so much instability picking on their like scars, their wounds. They're really having some serious enlightenment here. Number 26. They needed this though with that judgment card, clearly, because they were still hung up on whatever tower happened in the past. A karmic cycle they needed to have wrapped up. They're having some serious epiphanies right now. Okay, light bulb, aha moment, discovery, breakthroughs, reveal, realize, enlightenment, epiphany, illumination, invention, intellect. Yeah. They've had misleading information in the past, but yeah, look, the masculine energy, and then the tornado. Storm, number 8 again. Storm brewing, torn up, sudden and unexpected end, violent, total wreck, breakdown, liberate, over and done the end. Again, over and done in the end, that's twice now. But like I said, this over and done in the end hasn't come easy. It's not wanting to let them go. They've had to face some serious challenge here. And it's sad because I feel, yeah, look, the sky, the endings are real for this person. But it's totally shocking and unexpected. Whatever this tower is, that's more recent, I think that they were not expecting this ending to happen in this way. It's completely not what they were expecting. Number 10, sudden unexpected accident, cut, release, harvest. Harvest season, autumn, liberate, shock, ripping off the bandage, surprise, reckoning. Oh, God. Wow. This is why I'm feeling the energy of they're feeling so fragile right now. And that's why I mentioned being gentle with yourself. Super important right now for whoever this is, okay? We'll just get a few more just to confirm some messages, okay? Okay, avalanche. That's, again, it's completely unexpected. Whatever's come across their table, completely unexpected. Completely brought up all the memories that were still there to do with that Ten of Swords cycle. But again, helping them to see more clearly and where they have been evolving and healing, which is a good thing. Complete, like, this is like a serious force kind of energy. Number 16, major force, uncontrollable, chain reaction, unexpected, wipeout, imminent danger, emergency, external force, building momentum, sudden. Yeah. Oof. Okay, so this again is where there's that energy. Maybe they've received some kind of communication recently, but I think this is more to do with this bridge wanting to communicate, which that's coming through a lot. They really want to communicate. You know, we've got the letter as well now. And then that table with the wishes coming through there with that star card. They want to collaborate. They want to work together here. Number 9, equality, collaboration, team projects are working together. Camaraderie. I think that's how you say it. Be heard. Being heard again. This is why that conversation just kept coming up with the tarot. I can see it. They want to sit down and have a serious conversation. Not like where it's like there's some, it's like it just feels so like you're in a classroom. But really like an environment where they can trust they are safe to speak their truth. So this is someone, when they communicate, they truly want to speak on not just 2 things, the trials they've been facing this entire time, everything they've been going through, it's heavy. You know, they want to speak on it, they want to let you know, but also they want to talk to you about the future. This is someone who truly wants to tell you, like, this is what I want moving forward, and it's following their heart, truly. But they're still dealing with this, right? They're still closing this out. This also means you are someone who's now ready to receive them, to have this conversation. That's why it's coming through for a reason. Don't forget, Queen of Pentacles. She's so sure in her worth and grounded and stable, you know. She knows what she wants, but she's also so nurturing, you know. So she understands that there's this energy of you understanding they're on their journey. You're not going to hold that against them, you know. I think that there's this energy of actually you'll be proud that they're getting to where they are. Because like I said, there's a lot of stuff from their childhood that has been coming up for them. This 9 year has been huge for them when it comes to closing out those karmic cycles, huge. And it has been for a lot of people. But don't forget, every year you also have your personal year. Okay, so adding up the numbers of your birthday with the year that you're in, okay? So they could themselves be an 8 year, you know, which is the karmic cycle. So anyway, dominoes, number 13. Strategic planning, precise, gaining momentum, setting in motion, cause and effect, progress, execution, chain reaction, lineup, butterfly effect, the heart. They're truly, I honestly strongly feeling that they are getting ready, prepared to communicate, okay? Got the lighthouse here as well. Got the, when I say they're having the serious, a epiphanies and awakenings this is helping to drive them to do this, to communicate, and to do it in a way where you're actually working together. It's not like creating conflict, which might have been in the past, with the hornet's nest and the tornado. That's what they're used to. They're getting better at knowing how to communicate, and also they're wanting to communicate in that way as well, okay? All right, Leo. Courage, confidence, persuasion, wisdom, power. I think they'll also be having to be very mindful of other people's persuasion. Being mindful, not just being led by other people's voices and opinions. Truly, this is where they're standing in their courage, their lion within. Okay. Oh my God, just as I said that, the Queen of Fire, this is Leo energy again. And this says within 7 to 14 days. Summertime has been massive for them. These upheavals I've specifically had. And I think in this connection, it's just felt like everything's on pause. You don't know what's going on really. But like I said before, Earth sign, Virgo energies again coming through. But like I said before with you, you're going to have some kind of proof or something that has told you that this is someone who is evolving. You might not know the ins and outs, but you're seeing that they've been awakening. There's some kind of confirmation you've had, okay? Okay, yeah, new beginnings, getting things started. And then we've got the Fool there, so that's kind of like same message, similar anyway. So cardinal sign energy, so leader, ideas, original, igniting, beginnings, birth. They're truly focused on that forward movement. It's a secret right now because they're clearing through those justice cycles, truly. Yeah, devils come out again. Yeah, and then the Hermit. So this is why they're solo right now, solitude mode, because they've been handling this. Okay, and I want to make it clear they still are. Okay, maybe not as much as before, because they've been actually been facing it, and they're going through it, they're clearing through it. Like I said, they might very well be seeking some kind of help here, but the shadow self, truly, that's what it is. It says addictions, restrictions, materialism, and I did get that coming through before. They're truly going on a serious journey of finding their soul, reconnecting to their soul, enlightening themselves. I think they, for themselves, for a while, the star, faith, healing, might have felt that loss of that energy, that faith. They might have felt so lost, like what is their purpose kind of energy? So they've had to really deal with this. It's not easy because I've been so with that church, that collective consciousness, it's been driving them this entire time. This is all they've known. Even though now they're seeing their heart shining, they're understanding that these two do not match, right? So they're moving away from this now. There's that shedding that I was talking about. This is where they're going. Okay. You got the, this says full moon, but it's also the autumn card. And this is a big yes for this. So yes, it's time. Confirmation. And you got Saturn. So they are closing out their cycles. And you got Venus, the Empress energy. Don't know where they're going there. The eyes are set on the prize, if you want to call it that. Neither of your trophies. You know what I mean. You will know what I mean. You've got the King of Fire. You've got the King and Queen of Fire. My goodness. Wow. Within 7 days. So that says within 7 to 14 days. Within 7 days. Communication is coming. I can feel it. Specifically for whoever this collective is. So please pay attention to the details. But communication is coming. And yeah, someone's gathering the courage right now. And I don't think it's going to be, it's going to be an opening, because like I say, they're still dealing with some stuff, and you're going to be able to feel that. I want to make that clear, because that High Priestess and that Hermit that was showing through, and again the Star, Aquarius energies, you're very you're tapped in. So if you feel this Fox energy from them, which they are still closing out, you're going to know about it. So you're going to have your boundaries up. This isn't about being rude or ignoring someone. It's about being honest. Transparency, that came through here for a reason. Both of you are going to be feeling this glass heart, sensitive. There's going to be forgiveness needed. They're going to ask you for forgiveness. Making that clear. They've got some really good communication cards here. The letter and the bridge. Those are beautiful. They really want to, and that megaphone. They really want to heal or mend this, whatever this is. They want to do this right. Okay, so the intention is right. It's just about the Star. My gosh, this is what they're praying for. This is their miracle right now. They're praying for. The Hanged Man again, Neptune. This is what I mean. The fantasy, the illusion, the escape, the dreams, spirituality. They've been really indulging in that kind of energy, that they haven't moved forwards. But this is again Libra, justice. This is again what they're understanding. This is it now. They're either going forwards, which we mentioned from the very beginning, or abandoning or choosing themselves. Again, Libra energies. Legal matters could be something as well that they're still dealing with. You know how I said all of this like ball and chain energy and the fives. So it could be to do with legalities, which isn't easy to get out of, obviously. So that makes sense that it's taking this Hanged Man the time that it's needed. Truth, integrity, fair and balanced. I think whatever they want to move towards is that like one of the, you know, that sun is like the fire in their heart. That's what's lighting their fire in their heart. Of course he did. The Emperor wanted to come out before, didn't he? On the other deck. The Emperor. Aries energy as well, protective, action-oriented, strong leader. But that's like with that Devil, so it's kind of like, I think they tell themselves stories, am I enough? Don't forget, if they've had this stuff from the childhood, and I did mention that as well, about that lack energy. Watch it from the beginning, you'll know what I mean. Communication, it's developing. The momentum is being gained right now. Okay. I think they need to stand in their power. King of Fire. Leo, that's like strength and courage, you know, that lion energy. I'll get you an animal card as well. Once I've done this, yeah. The World, it did want to come out of Saturn. Duty, cycles, accomplishments, structure, time, solar flash, big ascension taking place. Big ascension. Okay, there's a new beginning though, it's on the cards, okay. Let me just get an animal card to see. Okay, so I'm going to get an animal card for the Divine Masculine and then the Divine Feminine, okay. So animal card for the Divine Masculine, please. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Wolverine, inner demons, massively facing themselves right now, okay. They're learning how to be fearless. Fearless in the face of their fears. Overcoming their fears right now. They need to know they're stronger and braver than their fears. They need to know that they're protected as well, divinely. You need to have faith in that. Fierce, unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, inner demons, elusive, determined, fearless. So they're getting there. Okay, so dolphins is happiness, joy. Animal for the Divine Feminine. Oh my goodness. Animal for the Divine Feminine, please. Oh my god. It did come through. The dolphins. And then twin flame card, the swans. That makes sense. Number 12, dolphins, Divine Feminine, peace. This is how I think they're seeing her as well, but I also think this is what she embodies. Peace, harmony, helpful, effective communication. They know. Playful, humour, fun, in tune with others, collaboration, joy. She's got such a nice energy, of course, you know. Twin flames. Number 6, soulmate as well, you could identify with, so whichever, it's just about that deep soul connection. But this does represent, I wouldn't be shocked if you do resonate with being on an actual twin flame journey. Okay. Faith. Faith is being tested, a pair of things, blooming love, the one, deep soul connections, divination, fluidity. So I'm just going to get some confirmation messages moving forwards. What do you need to be aware of? What do you need to release? So, you know, maybe this is going to bring something up they're releasing right now. Maybe that's communication that's coming is going to show you what maybe is preventing you from this forward movement as well. Okay, and I think it's going to be how much you're going to, your healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries, remember, choosing you or abandoning you. Both of you are going to be tested on that. Choosing yourself or abandoning yourself. It's not about overgiving. Okay. You're going to have to tend to yourself at the right times. Remember I said at the beginning, so, you know, time and space, both of you. Okay, Capricorn energy, the end of a tough cycle approaches, okay. Full moon in Capricorn, then you've got Libra energies, win-win outcome, okay. End of a tough cycle. This is, God, 10 of Swords as well, truly tough cycle. And if you truly are on that twin flame journey, you would have been feeling this energy through them as well. A time for healing. Absolutely. And I think this is where there's going to be transparency and honesty. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm dealing with this right now. But this is what I want moving forwards. And they're going to be honest with you. They're going to tell you that it's you that they're seeing in that picture ahead. If you also want the same thing, okay? Adjustments are required. They know adjustments are going to be needed. The surroundings. Something about surroundings just keeps coming up. Okay, Scorpio, Leo energies. Fixed signs energies could be important then. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So Taurus energies could have been important there as well. Don't let pride get in your way. Okay, that's both of you. Both of you. Be mindful. You're going to have to treat each other with such delicacy, but also like honouring each other's hearts truly and minds. So it's not about sending each other crazy or like, you know, trying to overprotect your own heart. It's about being honest. Saying, yes, I want this, or this is how I feel, or whatever, but also these are my boundaries. This is how it can happen, or this is how I need to move forward, or whatever it is. Okay, you have to be honest. your commitment is being tested. We said that, right? So massively right now. Faith in your journey. I think I'm going to get some communication cards, you know, just to like see if you need to be prepared for whatever is coming, although it's pretty telling here already. Okay. Yeah, nothing's going to come up this situation. Whatever is testing you right now, I think that really all the instability is coming to the surface. That devil energy is massively showing up for them now. Their shadow is like big cloud, testing them, but they're not who they were, so they need to recognize that. It's easy to fall back into the past version of yourself when you're so used to it and you're so, you know, conditioned to it. But this is where you are changing the script. Okay, fiery climax approaches. Okay, full moon in Aries, being bold and making the first move. Just going to get one more, then we can get some message cards. Okay, don't let the past hold you back. Big, it's testing them right now. Okay, and you, I think you're going to need to see this as well. You know, this is how you're going to be able to empathize with it, okay? The answers you need are coming. That's that conversation. Okay, super quick. Let's just see if there's any communication messages here from them. Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine. And, you know, it makes sense with that Celtic knot. You know, this truly is a divine love. Number 6, okay? Yeah. I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge this situation instead of surrendering to it. That's where they get into that, fall into that fox energy and the complete instability of their mind, basically falling off their path of soul liberation, right? But that's their test right now. Their karmic cycles are truly all coming through, you know? Maybe their communication will feel a bit impulsive, but in the past it has, right? But this time it feels like with that strategic planning, I think they're wanting to do things differently. You know, number 8, I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality. I know I need to stay positive. You staying positive is going to be feeding into their energy as well. So remember that. That's really important. Okay, because if you are disconnected, Divine Feminine on that emotional, energetic level, as you're clearing through, keeping yourself in that joy energy, the dolphins, what's bringing you that joy, that fun, you know, connection, playfulness, staying in that high frequency. Not like, you obviously be honest with yourself, you know. Okay. And then we have number 1, growth. I need to be strong in who I am before I can merge my energy with yours in the 5D. I'm afraid I can lose myself in this relationship. This is just the demons of the day. Remember that more Wolverine inner demons? They're learning how to handle it, and they're going to have their own way to handle it. You're going to have to respect that as well. So you're someone who requires respect with that Queen of Pentacles. They're going to respect you. They're going to want the same in return, and that means their boundaries, you know, their vulnerabilities. They're going to want to, you're both going to need to create that safety to move forward, that trust that I always talk about. Number 4, just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. Strongly believe that. I think that this is why they've ended up with all this like completely unexpected like endings and all of this stuff that we've been going through, because they're just not that person. If anything, they don't want that kind of energy in their life. So, you know, this is why they want to move forwards here with effective communication, working together so they can follow their heart, because Scorpio season could be important actually with this here. And now with the Lovers, this is where they want to make their decision. They're regretful of what happened, but it needed to, because all of this had not been dealt with and they're dealing with it. Okay, so stay in your faith. You can see things more clearly than you have before. You could be having like broken sleep as well. You know, I was talking about those symptoms to begin with, and maybe a lot of dreams, because I was thinking about how subconsciously, I think there's been a lot of clearing taking place. So the dreams, maybe you don't remember them, but you felt like they were so vivid when they were happening, right? So you're doing a lot of processing of subconscious memories as well as past life memories. And I think this is where you two together might be clearing before you come into that, before you're ready to do that communication thing. Okay, so I think that's another reason why someone's being tested, you know, because they're closing this out now. They're clearing through this. They're doing that purge. Okay, I'm getting the message that trust is going to be huge here, which we've spoken about, but I actually think that this is someone they're going to need you to trust them in such a way, even though they're facing their demons, you still trust them. You still trust that emperor, that version of themselves that they are stepping into to do this. Yeah, and that's not being, you know, like living in fantasy and illusion. You're seeing what they're choosing. You're seeing the reality of the situation, past life relationship. Right? But I think that, and this is where they need to have faith in themselves as well. And this is where you're both going to need that trust with each other. Because I think that maybe you do things quite differently. you know, how you process your emotions, how you choose to communicate, you know, things like that, and how you take actions is quite different. So you're going to have to kind of hold space for each other, learn each other, take the time, invest to, you know, do this for each other, for what it is that you're wanting, both of you. Obviously, this is what's been coming through all along. Heart-to-heart conversations. So that's definitely happening, okay? And then you've got forgiving and learning here. So this one's turned up. This could be the one very soon, okay? So this is coming super soon. We know this, okay? So within 7, and then it's within 7 to 14 days. So it's kind of, I feel like it's like they've been getting there and they've been stopping themselves. And it's like they, you know, very strategically moving forwards here, okay? So each time they're checking themselves with this instability that's taking place. Forgiving and learning. It's going to be big. It's going to be important. We'll just get another one. See if there's anything else that you need to know moving forwards. Oh. Romantic feelings. This is it. You're going to be able to finally explore your feelings. Real and trust. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Then you've got a new love cycle coming through. So it's up to you guys. You know, you've got this. Remember to stay in your lane. You can't get engrossed in each other in maybe the way you'd headed before, in unhealthy patterns. This is where you get to level up now. This is the whole point. You've been doing this entire journey to get to this point, okay? So focus, be honest, even with yourself, where you still need to come back to you. I just had a call to pick a message for some reason from the Divine Feminine to the Divine Masculine. I don't always do that with these cards. I don't think they're designed for that, but it's come through for that for a reason. Okay, number 1, I'm beginning to focus on my mission, and our connection is a part of that. Yeah, this is what she's coming out as the Queen of Pentacles. Her abundance path is just becoming so much more solidified, and that is her focus. Union. She has faith in this, regardless. She knows this is there. This is not her be all and end all. Everything she's putting everything into, investing into, just waiting. No. She has called her power back to her, which means she has been facing herself. This is where this Divine Masculine is now here at this point. Wow. So really, your energy, your emotion, Divine Feminine, is having a huge impact on your Divine Masculine. So keep it up. You got this, okay? We must remember that we are gods and goddesses and work to embody that energy in return. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so you're being shown your mirror right now, truly. So moving forwards, just the last few cards. Oh my God. Doorbell, someone's coming, there's an arrival. Number 10 again, 10. Welcome, alert, arrival, announce, someone's coming, engage, invite, transition, visit, and opportunities knocking, return, connect. Again, connect keeps coming through. Choices. I think this is where somebody is going to present you with that offer of bridging this gap now. Okay. Heart-to-heart conversations, remember. This is really beautiful, it's powerful, but I think that you're both ready. You're at that point. You're not going to over-invest in each other, you know. You're going to hold space to create stability, a foundation, before these fireworks can come through. Wow. Number 30, celebration. You both might be into that sexual, like, you know, have a high, and it wouldn't shock me if you truly are in that, like, twin flame, divine counterpart connection, okay? So passion, chemistry, lust, mindful, desire, kiss, celebrate, happiness, exhilaration, new year, excitement, explosive heart sex. So again, it's not about 0 to 100 because you don't want to be repeating this devil energy. Be very mindful, firm foundation to begin with. I mean, your purpose here is literally your divine purpose. That's the whole point. Even meeting each other, okay? Yeah, golden ticket, rider, message. This is it. This is the opportunity. And it says once, they think this is once in a lifetime. Maybe it is, you know. This is why you got to be mindful. Number 5, golden ticket, big break, turning point. Once in a lifetime success. And that's like 6 of wands kept wanting to come through. Gosh, there's a lot of sexual energy here. Something special, magical, an extraordinary event, major opportunity, major luck. So be mindful, be intentional with it. It's going to be so important for you. Message is coming. Going full speed ahead very soon. But be mindful because, like I said, there's still some clearing here taking place. It's important to recognize that because this is where you're going to make sure that you're not letting that past hold you back. You're going to truly honor the closing out of these cycles now, okay? So you can truly begin that forward movements. Just keep that check on that passion, okay? When the time is right, things unfold exactly how they need to. Faith in divine is big here, okay? You've got this. Sending love.